Thank you so much, Shubhangi ji. Thank you so much. So many things you have said that I forgot what should I speak about actually, and I was thinking that whether it is biomedical or biochemical.
Sorry,
And
sorry. Sorry.
but really, it is good that it doesn't matter whether it is a chemical or biomedical, because when it comes to human body, every body is different. So my very humble request is that I will be definitely trying to make it as interactive as possible. Otherwise, it will be one way, just throwing an arrow, and some people they will finally say, so many things are there even on Google. What should I do? But okay, so instead of that, try to shoot up the questions. Generally, I don't get new questions, and if I get new question, definitely I'll remember the person also. So my request is, throw the questions. Okay. Uh, See, the program which actually has started is very good. The reason I'll tell you that because of Surya Namaskar, what happened is, your hormonal concentration will also align, right? So Shubhangi ji might have explained you that how it must be affecting your hormonal balance, right from the pituitary gland to the adrenal gland, pancreas, and several problems you will definitely get rid of. At the same time, you will find that doing yoga is a primary thing in life, and if you are doing continuously yoga, you will also control your diet automatically. But if you are on diet and if you are not actually doing yoga, then you are in danger zone. Okay, so only diet is not an answer, and that is the reason that Shubhangi ji has started with Surya Namaskar and yoga, because diet is a, what you can say, a secondary portion of yoga, right? So somebody would like to ask questions, so we'll go for the questions. I'm sure otherwise I'll be keep on talking, and completely and ultimately we should have the some of the experiences shared also, right?
So I think Priyamvada has question.
Yeah,
So
please
let's
go
go
ahead.
one by one. Priyamvada.
Sure, please go ahead.
Hariom, good morning, Raghav. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
It's just amazing session. I don't have any words to say it. My happy and smiling face must be telling you about the change I'm observing today. I really have been thinking, and I have these two questions, which is around sleep. It's more of what I want to achieve, I would say, rather than a question. I want to have that power nap. That is something I need to control. Like that within 5 minutes, not more than that, I should be able to relax. And I need to control sleep, like rather than even 6 hours. Earlier, I remember before the 7 days, I used to sleep minimum 8 to 10 hours, but it was not proper. You know how we used to work, unfortunately. But with yoga, my actual food intake and everything is being proper, so I'm able to at least,
Great.
try my best to get proper sleep within 6 to 7 hours.
Very good.
Which I'm still struggling with. It can be reduced it to 4 hours. I know it will not happen immediately, probably gradually, in another 2 to 3 years. I need to achieve that. So if you can give me some pointers, I would love to get from you, please.
Very good question, Priyamada. Believe me, it's a very difficult question also to answer. Can I reduce sleep to 4 hours? And there are two answers to this, and both the answers are opposite to each other. Okay, so that is a fun. The answer from the allopathic point of view or the Western medicine point of view is no. Okay, the answer is no, very clearly, right? It is very clearly indicated according to the guidelines of medical sciences that there should be a 6 to 6.5 hour minimum sleep is required. The answer from yoga point of view is yes. So there is a clear difference between two answers. And because I happen to come to those literatures where sleep, what it does, very simple. Actually it provocate your excretory system, cleaning system, right? All those forwards are there in Google. So according to that, it is like the your excretory system is well worked in sleep, because your metabolic rate is at the lowest one, okay, in whole 24 hours. Now if this cleaning system during the sleep, if this particular cleaning system is better and better, if it is faster and faster, or there is a second thing, if there is no garbage in our system, then cleaning is not required, right? If you have not spent the energy more than whatever that is generated in the system, readily available, okay, then definitely energy rejuvenation is very fast, or the energy utilization is so effective that whenever energy is required, it will be replenished throughout the day. Then definitely you don't need sleep. Your relaxation, see for example, how much amount of time horse sleep? Anybody knows? Horse never sleep by sitting. Horse sleep by standing, right? If you see horse sleeping after sitting, it means that horse is not well. This is a fact. Okay, this is the fact. You can check it in some stable, contact that. Why? The reason is, it is sufficient for the horse to rejuvenate even in standing. Okay, now let's come to the actual how to do it part. How to do it part in yoga. Okay, because see, in the Western medicine, it is established, they have proofs, everything, that okay, 6.5 hours. The question comes when it is below 6 hours, right? The first of all, consider that the excretion portion is quick. For that, number one, the body should be clean, and there comes the yoga cleaning techniques. So dauti basti tatha neti naulikam tratakam tatha kapalavatischa etani shatkarmani shamacharit. So if this shatkarma we follow, okay, dhauti and basti if you try to follow along with neti itself, you will find that there is a huge amount of cleaning. So there are a number of yogis who just sleep for 2 hours, 3 hours, and you will find that they are fresh, right? They are fresh. But there is a word of caution. Why? If you try to sleep explicitly for 4 hours, 5 hours, and your natural sleep is actually 8 hours, you are doing a disaster. Okay, so please don't try that. How you should try? You try that you clean your body in such a way. You should have to do basti, neti, proper intake of water, and the junk by which lot and lot of wrong excretory metabolites accumulated in the body, which spoils the blood, that should be reduced. That should be reduced. And if that is reduced, your sleep percentage will be just enough to suffice yourself. That is the one thing. So first, our blood should not get so much impure that we need lot of sleep. The first tip. Second, to clean that, you should drink the water. But water should not be drunk in such a way that your ions itself get away from your body in the excretion. Sodium is going, potassium is going in the urine, and that will cause the iron deficiency. So You should not be taking too much of water in such a way that you are excreting everything. But at the same time, if you are taking junk, then your percentage of water intake should be high, right? So that is the second thing. Third thing, if you are not actually taking your food at right time, so naturally digestion is not proper. If digestion is not proper, absorption is not proper. Absorption is not proper, assimilation is not there. Conversion of food into energy is not there. You will need more amount of sleep. If amount of food is higher than required, there is one time when you start eating food, and if you actually chew it 40 times, I'm sure out of 200-300 people who have joined, most of them, they will end up in stopping food halfway if you chew 40 times, because absorption will be high. The satiation, that is the fulfilling of the tongue receptors of taste, will be very quick, and you will find now no more food is required. Though it is, instead of 2 bhakris, it is 1 bhakri is enough, I think. Now there is your decision whether you want to go for 1 more bhakri, whether you want to go for 1 more chapati. There is your decision. And if you see that the amount of food, when it reduces, your purification of your body increases. Amount of debris of cells, when it actually increase in our body because of apoptosis, because there is a generation of cell also very high. Okay, there is a death of cells every day, there is a generation of cells every day. Now if this death of cell is also very high, okay, and generation is also very high, that's not the correct way. The death of cells should be there, but wrong cells should get die. Wrong cells which are not normal, that is known as apoptosis, which avoid the cancer also. No doubt about it that people who have less sleep, they may again I am underline, get suffered from cancer, malignancy. People who are taking more amount of sugar may get suffered from cancer, because the cancerous cells which are there, cancerous cells are there in everybody. They will pick up the sugar and they will multiply themselves. So as a result of it, we should have less and less metabolites which are to be thrown out, and that will also reduce the sleep. What is known as rejuvenation. I'm sure a person who has huge weight below his belly button cannot sleep for 3 hours, cannot rejuvenate. Very simple. People who are giving lots and lots of philosophies on meditation, and they say, no, I do meditation for hours together, 5 hours, 7 hours, but I sleep for 2 hours. My God, they are sleeping in meditation. So no. Third portion you ask for is how that sleep should be concentrated one, right? And this is where real wisdom required, real practice required. If you do, say for example, Ujjayi 300 times, 400 times, I'm sure you cannot remain awake. Ujjayi, but of course you should have winter, you should have less temperature around surrounding, because if you do Ujjayi, it will generate heat, and if you are Kapha Pradhan, it is better and better. But if you are Pitta Pradhan, it is summer, then you will have a problems of again Amla Pitta, you have heat generated. So if you do Ujjayi, for example, the very simple thing, if you have your lungs get tired just by breathing anything, forget about Ujjayi. If you even breathe for say 200-300 times explicitly fast, After 300 times of explicit breathing, you will have a lot of ache at the back because our muscles, they don't support it, and you will get sleep. The conclusion is amount of or the extent of tiredness of our lungs, our brain and our body should be such that we are not able to keep ourselves awake, not able to provoke any thoughts. I'm sure, just check this fact. In last 8 Surya Namaskar what Shubhangi ji has conducted, have you thought of what is my action item on Monday? I'm sure out of 200-300 people, not even 5 people might have thought of it when they are doing Ashwa Sanchalanasana. Ashwa Sanchalanasana, try to think it. Whoever is the boss, try to think what is my Ashwa Sanchalanasana. When you do, you have so much of the you have to concentrate on your pituitary gland, your Vishuddhi chakra is extended. Okay, you have one leg stretch, one leg folded, your backbone is like taking a takeoff of aeroplane. You are seeing forward, whether you breathe in, breathe out. You have so many things to do. And after Ashwa Sanchalanasana, you take a sigh of relief. Shubhangi ji told now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to extend another leg. Thank you so much. No action item. So the thing is, here the brain is relaxed because you are not thinking of action item that induce a kind of relaxation. So what Shubhangi ji is taking about Surya Namaskar is not just that she is taking physically. You will find its effect. How it effect occurred, probably the physiology of it is very complicated. I'm trying to explain it to the extent of my knowledge, right? Some of them are established in the research paper, definitely, but most of them rather, they will get established by your experience, right? Short answer for very long question, sorry for that. Yeah, next question please.
Thank you very much. I had this doubt since years and you explained it so beautifully. I'll definitely do some research and request your attention again. Sincere thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Here. I have
Yeah,
come
please.
two problems I'm facing. One is my metabolism rate is very low. Second one is my body heat is very high. So any solution in yoga?
Yeah. So let me understand the question first, right? I'll tell you why we should understand the question. Because if we understand our diet, we come to know what should be our diet. Okay. So half of thing done is understand it, right? So let me understand the question. First question: what do you mean by my metabolic rate is low?
See, I got to know about it because when I was doing my body weight check in one of the centers, so they told me that as per the measure, the fat is high, and the primary reason for it is that the metabolic rate is very low.
Yeah. So again, from the medical point of view, the fat is high does not mean metabolic rate is low. Okay, that's a limitation of thinking. Okay, the fat is high does not mean that the person is not healthy. There are so many parameters to appoint a person as a healthy or non-healthy. You have flexibility, you have hormonal concentration, you have the BMI, you have proper circadian cycle of a person, you have proper whether tools are there. There are 9 ways of analysis in Ayurveda for the person. There is an immunity portion of it, strength of it, vital capacity, brain capacity, and finally 10th portion is satisfaction. So health is not only metabolic rate. Very unfortunately, fortunately, they had told that your metabolic rate is low. So first of all, we should analyze metabolic rate may not be low. There may be some other reason. But your question is valid from the other point of view. Your metabolic rate, you said that it is low. Consider, I'm not going to go to the root of it of the question. I'm going to go root of it of the answer. What I can say, if the metabolic rate is low, it means that whenever whatever absorption is there, first of all, that is not enough. That is the first thing. Second, whatever that is absorbed, that is not fully converted into utilizable format. Some of them which are not to be consumed material, that is converted into some excreta which even kidney cannot expel out, may cause, say, allergy, or may remain for long time instead of taking it off. And finally, when there is a condition of our body which is actually a condition of more energy requirement, say jogging, continuous fast Surya Namaskar, Dhruta Surya Namaskar, or say we are running, swimming, at that point of time you get fainted. That is where we think that our metabolic rate is not enough to suffice our energy. Of course, there are procedures in the pathophysiology or physiology or pathology that how to measure the metabolic rate of a person. There are a number of procedures are there. You have to measure that rate with those procedures. Okay. Do not get a victim of those people who have one machine. They'll just say, stand over this machine, I'll tell you 25 parameters and you feel 100 rupees fee first. Don't get into it. More than that, your own senses tells you much more than that. Okay, don't get into those calculations. There are a number of formulas are available on the Google. But let's think of now the answer of it. If your metabolic rate is low, what should you do? First of all, your metabolic rate is low means the pumping of blood, flushing of blood to each capillary is not that much. It does not mean that the capillary is not reaching with the blood, flooding with the blood. It means the rate is very, very infinitesimally small. It does not mean that you have a hypoxia and lack of oxygen. No, the lack of oxygen will occur when your condition of your body is running vigorously, and that time there is a lack of oxygen because your metabolism is not able to suffice. Okay, your energy, lack of energy will occur and the metabolism is not that much to suffice the requirement of your body. So for this person, first of all, what you are doing is the best Surya Namaskar, which definitely increase the metabolism. Try to put yourself in the condition where you need more energy. It can be jogging, it can be the Rudgati, which is a Sukshma Yoga, Rudgati. Okay, it can be quick Sukshma Yoga, it can be Dhruta Surya Namaskar, fast Surya Namaskar, or it can be non-stoppable cycling by sleeping, Uttana Padasana, continuous one after the other Yogasan, and finally when you are able to set yourself to 25 to 30 minutes of the Lotus Padmasana, you can start for Pranayam. Okay, and you will find that in Pranayam, when you stop your breathing for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and you will find that your body is not initially sufficing you oxygen, and you have to break that pranayam in between. So at that point of time, you come to know your metabolic rate is really low, and that pranayam, it gives you a condition where it challenges to utilize the stored energy in an effective way, and hence that storage of energy is through proper metabolism. When it stores it, that suffice your energy need of your body. So that's why indirectly pranayam helps in metabolism. You are in anaerobic condition in pranayam for a long time, and as a result, but never go for pranayam or kumbhak unless and until you are through with the steps of it. Okay, if you're going for the pranayam immediately with the kumbhak, it's challenges. Before that, you go for the kriyas of pranayam. So that was the first portion of it, right? So that is, I don't know, second portion, sorry, I forgot because of
second one is through yoga practices, how do I reduce the heat in the body? Because generally my body heat is very high.
So again, same. Let me understand, what is a increase in heat in the body?
See, my skin becomes very dry very quickly. So
that is because that can be because of the low hydration. Okay, if you glycine containing any ointment, if you apply, probably that will reduce. Second, why to go for glycine? Go for our ghee, the pure ghee of cow. Try to have the massage, that will reduce. You can also go for the corfed, aloe vera, that will reduce. But that is one of the symptoms of increased heat in the body. So we'll not go to heat in the body, because that itself is a whole day discussion. Okay. So, but what is other symptom you have, and who told you that the heat in the body is increased? Rather, I'll request, heat in the body is not a concept in Western medicine, Western pathology. To tell you, okay, you give me any book where it is said heat in the body is increased. Any book or research paper, I would like to definitely see that. Okay, these are all Google based terms, not research based terms. Heat in the body increased. Okay. There is a concept in Ayurveda, Ushnata, which is a different, again, okay, which has a different meaning. Now, what is that which you feel that heat in the body increased? I'm sorry, I'm just going into the sub question of it, but I want to address a correct question.
I understood, sir. So I can myself feel that my hands are always warm, right? It's never up to the normal temperature outside, because I know that if I'm handshaking with another person, I know that their body temperature, I mean, usually it is quite normal or cold.
Yeah, but what is wrong in it?
Dryness of the skin is creating a problem for me.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
The dryness in the skin.
Dryness in the skin is the key, is the problem, the symptom. Warm hand itself is a very good thing, that you have more confidence. Warm hand means you have more pitta. Warm hands means you are agile, you are quick, which is against your first question, that is your metabolic rate is low. Warm hands means, of course, you may be short tempered, that is a different thing. Okay, I have not seen you, so I cannot predict on you and I cannot blame on you, right? So warm has many meanings. You have a high BP, maybe. Warm has means that your all neuronal and your synaptic communication in the nervous system are well connected. Warm hand means that the amount of what you can say, the blood flowing through your body is much more. Warm hand also means that you have a very very high confidence. That does not mean a problem. Skin is a problem. That's true. So skin, for that, there are a number of processes. There are analysis. Skin cannot have attributed a dry skin to only heat in the body. It can be low thyroid. It can be thyroidism that affects skin. Then you'll have to check the symptom of whether you have a dry hair. You'll have to check whether you have a cranky thinking without any reason. So there is an analysis required for that, right? So you cannot have one thing attributed just because of analysis. But that is a very good question. I'm telling you, there are a number of ways to reduce heat in the body. There are ways like Shitali, Shitkari. There is a way like Sadanta Pranayam. Okay. There are ways like if you expense your heat in the body. Okay, I'm using this heat in the body now very liberally. Expense heat and go for the meditation. Okay. Go for, say for example, Uttana Padasana, then counter asanas. After that, it will definitely reduce in heat in the body, right? But that is a very big subject, whether really heat in the body is there. And it is not pertaining to skin, it is pertaining to many more organs of the body. It can be even pharynx, it can be even your brain. Okay, so heat in every part of the body has a different meaning, correct? And every part, like Anulom Vilom, it stabilizes the heat heavily. Shitali, Shitkari, Sadanta Pranayam. Okay. Then Shwan breathing, Shwan Shwasan. It lot of processes are there, but I'm sure this sun salutation itself will reduce heat in the body. No, you will say it increases the metabolic rate and it reduces the heat in the body. This is not matching. The thing is, when metabolism increases, it also increases the cooling portion of it. That is the reason that Shubhangi has conducted a Shavasana afterwards. You will never find Shubhangi has missed Shavasana, because they want to reduce the heat in the body. So that was it. I hope I could answer some of the points at least. I know I have not answered 100% of it, but there are some points I touch, but it needs a lot of discussion, believe me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
I kind of noted down a couple of key points that from what you described.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It words itself is a very, it worth something to be noted. Itself is a very joyful thing for me.
Good morning.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, Raghavendra ji.
Very good morning.
I'm Geeta. So, of course, first of all, thank you. You definitely are adding so much to our understanding on so many aspects by answering the questions. So, I just wanted to, ask a question, since Shubhangi ji mentioned that you are also, you have a lot of knowledge in the alternate medicine aspect. So my problem coming to, sharing that. So I have been having this pain in my upper right, this is
shoulder,
this upper part of my arm. And while it started somewhere, I am based in Delhi. So it started somewhere in November end, and I probably just assumed that it could be because of the winters, since the winters were severe this time. But it kind of was not very sharp. The pain was quite mild, and I kind of felt it when I made a jerky movement. So eventually, when it didn't subside, I did show it to an orthopedic. So the tests part of it was done in terms of the calcium, the vitamin D, and also some X-rays and all of that. And then finally, with all these reports, when I showed back to the doctor, he mentioned that there is some muscle contusion kind of a thing, which is probably because of some movement. So in terms of exercising and all, winters were very. I mean, I did not do too much of exercise. I could attribute it to probably a bit of laziness, not stepping out because of the weather and all that. But probably it could have been for any reason. I don't recollect whether I got an injury. Normally I cycle and do yoga on my own. So he has suggested some physiotherapy, which is basically the ILT and UST, ultrasound therapy, and I think that's IFT is again some machine which is put, and all those electrodes and all that. So 10 sessions he prescribed. While I have not been able to do all the 10, I have taken around 7 to 8. But I don't see much of a relief. And I've joined this class. While I would not say that I've been all 7 days. I mean, I have been doing it from the second day. The first day I could not really start yoga. I'm able to do, but my hand.
So, what is the question, Geeta ji? What is the question?
My question is there an alternate medicine which I can fall back to, because this is not getting relieved, and when I'm doing the asanas, I'm actually not able to move my hand. So for example, when I have to take it back, it doesn't go back, and the left hand is all fine. So I was just wanting to understand from you, is there certain alternate medicines that I can rely on, because I'm not taking any oral medicine, it's just the therapy which is suggested right now at the doctor, and yoga I'm doing it, but then I can feel the pain whenever I'm trying to stretch too much, and normally this was never there as a long-term thing. This started 3-4 months back, as I mentioned, from November end. Okay. So my question basically, Raghavendra ji, is that is there another way that I can
got it.
Address it, and anything that you can suggest from the alternate medicine side, or any certain practices which I'm right now following Subhangi ji. I mean, I'm finding it very good, but my hand doesn't take too much of weight or jerking weight. So that's the problem that I'm facing.
Correct. So first of all, the question was long. The answer is very short. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So the answer that is there any alternative medicine? No. The answer is no. The reason is, alternative medicine, according to the Ministry of Ayush, there are only 4 or 5. Okay, they are not officially they are not actually approved by government. Okay, so answer is no. Ayurveda, Unani, yoga. Okay, and these are some of the alternative, and homeopathy. Okay, there are 120 other alternative medicines which are not approved by our government. So the very clear answer is no. Yes, I can suggest my point of view here about whenever there is a shoulder or hand, there is an ache. First of all, you have to understand the reason of it, right? I can suggest you an approach to understand the reason, then you will get the remedy. I come to know from your whole description that whoever physician or whoever you or doctor you have shown, they didn't understand anything out of it. They have given the treatment. Okay, that is very clear, right? But I can suggest you the approach for this, because they have given the treatment which is a very normal treatment to any ache. The ache, if you understand the root of any ache, the first of all is a load, muscle ache. There can be neuronal ache. There can be insufficiency, constituent is not proper of the muscle, of the neuron, or the complete connective tissues n number of different issues are there, that constitution of that particular portion is not proper. My request, try, if you don't do Surya Namaskar, okay, try to make it as gentle as possible. Try to give very slow movements every day and slowly increase it. Don't try for Surya Namaskar because your whole weight will be on that muscle once upon a time when you do actually a Bhujangasana or when you actually do Parvatasana. So that's why I requested Shubhangi ji, please sort the people in such a way that they should not get affected. So first thing is, don't do Surya Namaskar. Try to increase your exercise in a way that slowly it increases your strength. There are massage therapies, okay. You can also apply massage of the almond oil or the mustard oil every day by yourself, right? There are Sukshma yoga you should do every day. Stay away from cold because our muscle gives highest output in a warm, not in a hot but warm environment. Stay away from cold. Never let your shoulder exposed to any cold. Try to check the position during sleeping, because it may happen that during sleeping you may have the hand below your head, and that causes a single position in your sleeping may cause lot of harm. Try to keep your cloth as loose as possible. There should not be a connective or back strain of your inner cloth, so that your hand will be at one position. Try to avoid that position of the hand which is causing a problem. But at the same time, when early morning you try to actually do the exercise, try to get that hand in that position which causes problem very slowly. That is the approach. And then have a massage, have a hot water bath over the shoulder. That will slowly reduce the pain. Body actually cures itself. Take the advantage of that. Never get dearth of any vitamins. Never get dearth of anything or overeating of something like non-veg. Never overeat. Never keep yourself malnourished also. And that should suffice. That should actually cure your problem over the period of time. Do not expect that you are taking a painkiller and your problem will be gone. No. The painkiller, actually what it does, it will allow you to move your hand in that way where it will actually allow the blood flow in that portion. Well, by that time actually our body cures. So painkiller, it just increase your strength of sustenance of your pain or withstanding of the pain to higher one. But by that time there is a blood flow, and as a result of it you will find that after some time the hand is okay. But that is not because of painkiller, that is because of your body cures it. So it's a long treatment because nobody knows. It's people generally write it GOK, God only knows. Doctors write it GOK. What Gitaji has is GOK. And then the physiotherapist will give the treatment because the treatment is lined up. It is according to the medical science. It is not according to doctor. It is very, very clear. They are following their norms. Doctors are following their norms. We should respect them because they have that thing. Our yogic science is much more ahead of that. But my request, please don't do Surya Namaskar. Okay, don't do any strenuous exercise. It may happen that you are doing your work much more than required by that hand. As a result of it, there is always a destruction of muscles every day and construction of muscles every day. Every day the construction should be much better than your destruction. then only you can able to cure it. That's a very vague approach I have given you. Very vague approach. There's so many things in it, for particularly for the hand, that I think every detailed analysis will definitely, we can reach out to a very pinpoint reason of it. Right? Of course, check your BP also when you have a problem in hand, your heart rate also. A word of caution.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you.
Okay.
I think we have couple of minutes, right, Shubhangi Ji?
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning. Very good morning.
Hema Naik here.
Namaste, Hema Ji.
Yeah, sir. I have been detected with hypertension and thyroid maybe 2 years back. But our family doctor is not advising me to go for medication. And I am doing yoga, but it is like in between. So my question is, why the doctor is not advising me to go for medication? He's saying it is not advised right now. You can go without it also. That's it, sir.
Okay. Okay, about pathological analysis, as I am not a doctor, I cannot suggest about it. I will always advise that go to doctor, and what doctor says is correct. Right? Of course, you can check it with the other doctor also. But I can tell you why he is not advising. Okay? I can tell you. First, you said hypertension. What is second? What you said?
Thyroid.
Thyroid. Correct. Okay, again, these both are like 6 hours discussion problems. Okay, I'll take one. Right, we have dearth of time, but we'll definitely take it. So see, what is the value of the hypertension, like systole and diastole pressure? What is that value it has given? Definitely something 140 or something like that. What is the value that is detected? Hello? Hello?
Who asked the question? Can you repeat the question?
Can you repeat the value? What is the value?
Yes. 160, 160 by 100. Sometimes
Okay.
it, and
Yeah.
sometimes it drops to 135 to 85.
Correct. See, blood pressure increase is not a factor of blood pressure problem only. I'll repeat. Blood pressure increase is not only depend on the problem of body. It can be a response to the event. For example, if you drive and go to doctor and check your blood pressure, it will be definitely 140. I'm telling about a normal person.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Actually, he gave me a 7 days homework to check my BP on a particular time.
Absolutely.
Morning hour. Yeah. After that, he has advised me.
Okay. So, the doctor is really intelligent. Okay. So, doctor would like to know that whether it is because of events or it is some other variation. It's not just because the arteriole radius or diameter is reduced and because of deposition, because he might have checked the other parameters of a person, and that's why he might have advised, let's first check whether it is real BP or it is a response to the event. Correct? So you have, suppose, a feeling of ghost in front of you at say 12:30. You woke up in the night and you saw that you felt that there is a ghost. Your BP shoot up very immediately. You may have headache. You might have come across something which you are afraid of in your office, and somebody is exactly pointing out that yes, you have done it. Your BP shoot up. Though actual effect doesn't occur, but your BP shoot up. So as a result of it, The doctor is trying to check if this could be controlled by the regime that doctor has given you. Then there is no requirement of tablet. Of course, there are some important points in medical science. High blood pressure can also cause a cranial nerve damage. It can cause the damages, and that's the reason previously doctor used to say, let's not take any risk, let's prescribe the antihypertensive drug, atenolol, this, all that, and let's get rid of this. Because if in case some out of 1 lakh patients, one patient also complained about cranial nerve damage, the doctor will actually lose the patient, correct? And the patient will lose his life, and that's the reason it was there. But of course now doctors, they are much more conscious about whether it is really a blood pressure, and that's the reason doctor has actually prescribed you a regime to reduce it, and it could be done with a natural way. Then that's the best one. But of course you have to take another opinion of a doctor also, correct? That was the first one. Second thing is thyroid. Okay, so again it depends on the age and lifestyle, how whether the thyroidism is there or not. It is not a research as such, but it is the experience of people, because research requires a very proofs, and that proofs should be measurable proofs, and that is a problem, correct? The research doesn't require experience, because experience can be fake, correct? So the experience of doctor is that if we give say thyroxine to a person, and the person will actually is happy with whatever metabolism, whatever growth, whatever functions of thyroid the person has, the person will be happy with that, and actually don't pay attention to actually getting rid of thyroidism. I have so many people who got rid of thyroid, so many people. But the point is to come from continued medicine to no medicine is very challenging than to avoid medicine, but at the same time properly change your regime, change your lifestyle. Okay, but of course we should not go into a danger zone. So doctor will never advise you. Once you are in danger zone, doctor will say, no, you have to take thyroxine. Forget about all yoga, toga, all those things. First you take thyroxine, because doctor will come to know that there are a number of different metabolic problems which will actually get inculcated in you because of thyroidism, hypothyroidism. So that he or she wants to avoid. So definitely the doctor is doing their work properly, right?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry Brindaji, you are on mute.
Hello sir, good morning, this is Udaya. I have one question regarding my daughter, sir. She is now 13 years old, and just 9 months back she reached her puberty. But she has very irregular menstrual cycles. Like she had first in July, then in August, later in December, and after that it's like now 4 months she did not have anything. She did not have another cycle right now. So is it suggestible to visit a gynec, or because I'm afraid like they'll be suggesting some hormone related tablets, and she's very young to take any such medication. Any lifestyle changes she can have so that she'll have her periods regularly? That is my first question. And she also have this sleep irregularities. I mean, she'll have her sleep very late in the night, almost like around 1 or 2 o'clock, till 1 or 2 o'clock, she'll be keep on like rolling in her bed. I'll see that she can never sleep properly. And once she sleeps, she's like around till 9 or 8 o'clock, she'll not be able to wake up also. So I see these two problems in her, sir. So can you please suggest something?
Okay. So one thing is you should go to doctor. That is very important because there can be a different problems. Okay. This area itself is a area where days together, if you discuss on that, you have to pinpoint it why exactly it is happening. Don't think that they will prescribe hormones, right? The doctors, it's not like that. They prescribe hormone for everything.
It's like, sir, her
Okay.
aunt, like my husband's sister, when she is pregnant, a doctor has given more hormone tablets, sir, for estrogen.
No,
like,
but
for
but
product.
but
Yeah,
see, the doctor has a very discretionary thing. She is see, doctor is actually they know that what to be prescribed. It's not like that they will prescribe hormone always. Maybe for the pregnancy the approach will be different. Maybe for at this point of time the approach will be different. So that is very important. So first of all, first of all, take out in from the mind that doctor will always prescribe hormone. Okay, so because doctor know many things that is not known to because we are not from that field, right? So they know many things about it. They know that this is the best one. Try to go to qualified doctor, number one, or number two, try to go to Ayurvedic doctor. Okay, that you can do. Best is Ayurvedic doctor. And number three, you can also, as she's a teenager, you can prescribe her this Surya Namaskar. I'm sure if she continue this Surya Namaskar itself with Shubhangi ji has addressed so many such cases actually, right? So, and she has a one program also for that. I don't know whether you know about it, right? Complete program on this itself, right? So we are actually mixing two programs, correct, Udayaji? So this is a program of weight loss, right? So correct. If I go and speak about cyclopentanoparatorophin anthrin nucleus chemistry, so people will say, boss, what is he doing? Right? So this program is different, correct? But definitely you can increase her metabolism, and I think that will resolve both the problems. I could judge that will resolve the sleeplessness, that is amnesia, and that will also resolve this one. Correct? Both the problems.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Sir, I have
Hello,
a
sir. Hello, sir. This is Maria here.
Sir, this is Sudeshna here. I've been waiting for quite some time now. Can I ask my question?
Yeah, you go ahead. So, how much time we have, Shubhangi ji? What is the time we have?
Time is over. Actually, it's 7:40. We'll take this question from Sudeshna, and Brinda is waiting since long time, so we'll take 2 questions only.
Okay. Yeah. Please go
And
ahead.
of course, if your time permits, Raghav.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And sometimes we will meet again if it is required. We'll definitely come back again. No worries about it. Right? Yeah, go ahead, Sudeshna ji.
Thank you. Good morning, Raghav and Krishna.
Very good morning.
My question is, so I had a very active and healthy lifestyle, okay, since childhood, and I was very good at sports, and I was practicing for army and all that. But then when I took study seriously, then those things went off. But I continued with a healthy lifestyle. Even after having child, till he was 5 or 6 year old, I continued like morning walks and all the other things, and I participated in marathons and all those things. But what happened was, this age when my son is like 8 or 10 years old, he has started, apart from his studies also, he has now started going to other activities, right? So there he has got a very active lifestyle now, because of the other activities. So I myself I am not getting any time for myself. So and also adding to the lockdown, for the last 2 years I've gained a lot of weight, and I've got a high BP problem also, which was I never had any medical issues throughout. But it's very difficult that I can't think of a future in next 3 or 4 years where I will have time for myself, to have yoga, or I am not able to go out now for 1.5 hour walking and all. So, what to do in this situation? How to
Okay.
maintain? Because I am getting problems. This is not the time I should get problems,
Okay.
medical problems.
So actually it's a good question, but it is very personal specific. Though I will try to answer it. Sudeshnaji, maybe it's a wild guess. Sorry, it's a wild guess which I'm just guessing. You have never said that you have done the Surya Namaskar, or you have done those exercise which actually bend you, twist you. Am I right? You have done a marathon.
Earlier I have not done, but now that
No,
now
I'm
when
saying the
following
history of 10 years. I'm not saying
Oh,
now. Okay.
no, sir.
No.
I was not into yoga.
So
Yeah.
you have to always see the history of 10 years for these purpose. So what has happened?
Okay.
You have done the marathon. You have always been add-on. You have always been best accepted, best praised by health. But you have never done twisting. You have never done the tweaking of your body, trunk tweaking. Okay. You have never done the Surya Namaskar. Or you might have done it, but you have not done it regularly. Correct. So, as a result of it, the body kept itself very healthy over the period of time. But when you are not able to do that, because walking, running or jogging will not actually help you for long term unless and until you twist yourself. Twisting, bending, back bending, side bending, lateral bending, which actually give you health. So what has happened? There are two things which happened in life, and that those two things I am going to disclose it, though it's a very secret, and that happens with almost all runners. There are some runners I know, and that happens with them also. What happened when you run over the period of time, or when you jog and you don't do any bending exercise, any yoga, yogasan, any twisting, you have good health, but you don't have good hormonal concentration because there is no twisting. You just tell that person, a person who is doing a running marathon, try to sit in lotus for 20 minutes. It's not possible. So, and that is where there is a difference between seems to be healthy and healthy. The runner may be angry. Yogic person may not get angry. There is a difference between, again, at the top of the health is contentment, satisfaction, relax. So there is a difference. This is a wild guess, okay? Within a minute I am trying to do wild guess, but you can analyze with respect to this. You try
No, you're correct.
try to shift towards the yogasan. I mean, may not be 100% correct. There are a number of factors, but try to shift towards the yoga. Okay. Generally, this is a very, with all double quotes and stars. People who run, they will continue to run till they get knee problem. Okay. And then once knee problem appears, they will shift, they will then try to search what should I do, because running won't bend you. Your brain and mind also won't bend you. You will also be like this. I am a runner. I has appeared, which has caused many problems then. Okay, so see, in yogic sciences there is no I, right? There is always we. So that is also another problem. That causes then acidity, and acidity, a person who is a pitta pradhan person and who has put on the weight, it is very difficult to reduce the weight. Consider to kapha pradhan person. A runner who put on the weight is again very difficult to reduce, because the runner will have a habit of running for 1 hour. But the point is, if you give twist to your body, turns to your body, tweak to your body, then naturally your intake will be limited, and then your even the actions will be well managed. Correct? So this is a challenge which I have seen over the period of time in jogging, especially jogging. Yeah, swimming doesn't have same challenge. Swimming is different, okay? Don't consider that. The swimmers are different. But again, a person who leaves swimming, then there will be a lot of challenge. Okay? So that is the way you have to shift yourself to yoga, but be slow. Second thing, you don't have a time, do 60 seconds. For next 1 year, every day do 60 seconds only yoga. I am sure after 365 days you will say, I have much more time than 60 seconds. And if for 5 days if you don't do 60 seconds, then you think that you are not interested in health. Okay, that is a lie. Right, that's the way.
So that was very good
Okay, thank
explanation.
you.
Thank you Sudarshana ji.
So Brinda, over to you.
I'm thinking I'm getting my answers because it's related to same. I I belong to a different generation. So decades. So when we did everything on our own, walk to school, cycle to school, took the bus. Then I get married and become this madam. 2006, I wasn't in TCS, I was somewhere else, but it was work stress. I was diagnosed with blood pressure. Then yesterday I was telling somebody I used to sniff, have a full 10 months in a year. Then I realized that medicines don't take you exercise, and touch wood, I stopped cold medicines, but I started taking my BP medicines and I was fine. One medicine till last year, 2021. 2021, I fell ill. I have been exercising, but yoga has been part of our lifestyle. Both my husband and I, we do yoga. But last year, my BP suddenly overshot. 160 by 115 was the normal. I was fainting at home and things like that. All exercise stopped because when you don't have the energy, you can't exercise. Then different types of medicines tried on me, and recently I'm having water retention. Medicines have been tried again, it's helping me, but now I joined, actually I just they say God sent, I've been enjoying because I've been doing yoga from 2009 or 10. She's good. I remember our Munger teachers, the PR School of Yoga. I don't know where she's learned. I told one of my friends who's a teacher from there that it's fantastic. It's really nice. But,
Very good.
And it's been helping me. I'm feeling energetic. Yesterday, my husband was surprised. I was in the kitchen, we hold him. But I'm feeling little water retention with the medication and even this on my feet, and I don't feel like going for a walk or anything. It's Surya Namaskars is the answer, or
So what is your question actually? The question is what is
retention?
No, my question is again, what is water retention?
I don't.
Yeah, no, but how term came? Why not blood retention? No, no. Yeah, all taste normal. What is water retention? Why do you feel water retention? Who has put this terminology in you? Who put terminology in you? Water retention. Somebody has put this terminology, right?
When I touch it, otherwise I'm very thin.
No. What happened when you touch it?
There's puffiness.
Puffiness. Okay.
Yeah, it goes in. And
Puffiness in the skin. Puffiness in the skin. And you say it as a water retention. There is a difference between water retention and puffiness. Okay.
No, puffiness meaning they say that no, it goes puffy nahi hai, but evening I can show.
Yeah. So puffiness does not mean water retention. Water retention has a different meaning altogether. Okay. Puffiness in the skin has a different meaning altogether.
Bloated.
Bloating has a different meaning. Bloating is
But
of.
bloated. Okay, I don't know now
Okay.
what to tell.
So it's very simple. It is the skin which actually doesn't come to its original position when you press it. Okay. So first of all, we have to diagnose whether it is at the in a hand, or it is at the pat also. It is in the face also. Okay. So first of all, so you can very vaguely consider that it's again a very much connected to your blood flow. Okay. Each cell which has a flexibility to come to its original position when they are connected to each other, that it has lost, so it becomes a plastic. Consider very clear materialistic thing about it. It's a plastic now. Does that mean there is a water retention? Rather, water should make it flexible. Okay. Water retention is known as edema in medical science. It's not edema. Okay. It's a very simple flexibility of our skin, maybe because of something. Partially it is lost. Partially. Okay. Now, the reason, very clear indication of increase your blood flow in the skin. That's a very clear indication. What are the ways to do it? First of all, increase your heart rate. That will increase the blood flow. How to increase heart rate? Do fast yoga. Do Rudgati. Okay. Surya Namaskar is the best one. If you don't have any knee problem, or if you don't have any problem which Shubhangi ji has told, try to go for that. That is one thing. Second, you should take bath 2 times a day.
She's been telling us.
That's very important. Okay. And the third, that you should have control over your food. Okay. Those things which actually increase the plasticity of your skin should not be taken. No more junk. No more sweet. Okay, very important. Very important. Right? There is no water retention, otherwise you will stop drinking water. Don't do that. Water makes it flexible. Okay. Otherwise your body will become melamine. You know, plates of melamine. The eating plates. That doesn't have water. The glass doesn't have water. That's why it is glass. Whatever that contains water will get heat in the microwave. Whether it is food or it is anything which has water. So it's not like that water actually make it plastic. Water makes our body flexible. So it's not retention of water, first of all. My request is, the best way is continue your yoga, okay, and try to limit those food which causes a plasticity to the body, especially junk. Okay, especially junk. hydrogenated vegetable oil, okay, so which is a saturated fat, right? Then the maida, bakery products, try to limit them or make him zeroize, right? I'm sure that this will actually differ. Try to keep your time of eating same. Generally it is before 4 hours of your sleep. Try to keep that. You will find a change in it, definitely, right? So I'm sure everything will be normal, because there are no process to detect it. Right? Our medical science has a limitations. There are no process to detect it, but definitely we feel it. So when you will find that you will do Surya Namaskar, is the one of the best way where you will find a difference in your skin. You will find your skin will be glowing after you continue this program. At the end, your skin will be glowing, and you will find a difference, right? So that's it.
Hello, sir. And so just participant, just one piece of information. Raghav, Aniket, Amit Maheshwari, Manju, and Phanindra Kumar all are part of this chat. I have included all of them, all TCS Yoga Council members in the chat. You can just ask all any question to Raghav with his time availability. He will definitely answer. We can again have a repeat session of Raghav. So Raghav, do you want to close the session? I think questions will go on, and it's 8 o'clock.
Okay, we'll take one more question and then we'll close.
One more question. Okay,
Sure,
one more
sure.
bonus question. Who is that?
Hello, sir.
Sir, I am Angelina. So I am working in TCS from past 1 year, but then I have rotational shifts, so that I cannot have a fixed rhythm for my body, like I have to do this at certain point of time. So it's very difficult for me, and I have gained a lot of weight, like in just a span of 1 year, because my shift rotates every 2 weeks, and I have 4 different shifts. So how will I follow a particular routine and then?
Very good question, Angelina, and I'm sure I should help the real person like this. Okay, I would have missed
Sir,
it. I got your question. Angelina.
Sometimes I will have to skip the meals. I will have to, like, I cannot have my breakfast in the morning, or I cannot have my lunch because of not proper sleep, and I face a lot of issues.
I understand this. Of course, this is a need of time and our job. Okay. Otherwise, we should keep ourselves according to circadian cycle. There are some principles which you can follow and which will help you out. I will note down these principles, and you will get the benefit out of it. Number 1 principle: when you sleep, okay, suppose you have a night shift, you are coming at 6 o'clock morning, okay. At this point of time, you have not taken anything throughout the night, but you have worked, you came 6 o'clock. The best way in such case, at least once in a 5 days, if such things are there, do dhauti, so that your acidity will go away. Number 1 cleaning technique, dhauti. You find yourself that you have come and you have a very you are very actually drowsy, and you want to sleep. At least eat a very small amount and then sleep. But when it is night, try to limit your amount to very much less. Okay, because you have to understand the physiology, how it works normally and how it works during shifts. During shifts, your acid concentration go heavily high, and you will be hungry, but at the same time you cannot eat much. You will have acidity. So you have to get rid of acidity first. But your eating should be as less as possible. When your sleep is over, after that, spend some time. You will be very hungry after sleep also. Spend some time. Never ever go to sleep without bath. Rule number 3. Never ever go to sleep without bath. Even if you come at 6 o'clock morning, come, take a bath, take bath by hot water or warm water, and then go to sleep. Okay? Or eat very less, go to sleep. And you will find fresh afterwards. Right? When you go at night, suppose, and you are eating, at that point of time, never take heavy food. Because when you take heavy food, you will not able to work in the night shift. You will have a lot of challenges to keep yourself awake. Okay? Ever try to do neti. Neti is very important because your nasal pathway should be clear. You should not have any infections or in nose or pharynx or larynx. So try to have neti. Whenever you wake up, okay, wake up, after that try to have some kind of yoga. After some time, try to have small walk and then yoga. Okay, and then you go for eating. Don't get immediately to eating. What would have been happening that you just come at 6 o'clock, you just go to bed without anything, or you used to eat it in the morning and go to bed, and then after waking up eat again. Generally this happens, if I'm not wrong. And then after that the eating is very heavy because it is you must be very hungry. Try to avoid that. Never skip your yoga, because yoga will actually regularize it. And believe me, in case of the different shifts, you need your body much more fit than actually in normal shifts. That is a fact, we should accept it. And that's why we have requested last time, we have I think conducted a session also on this, how to manage in shifts, because that is a requirement of our job. Okay, but at the same time we don't have to lose your health. Never ever skip your sleep. If you have some work in the day, suppose you are in second shift, say night shift, suppose say 2 to 6 or say 11 to 7, like that, and you have come to home and then you find that there is some work which is pending and you are not going to sleep, don't do this. If you are doing it once, you have to pay 25% upfront immediately next day. And if you are not doing it next day also, if you are not paying to the sleep, you will immediately have to face lots and lots of challenges, like you may have little bit of memory loss, you may have acidity, you may have indigestion, you may have gases, you may have constipation, you may have then infections, reduction in immunity, lot of things you have to face. Never ever skips your sleep, never. And for that purpose you have to take a bath. Try Ujjayi, go to bed, and then after waking up do some yoga, and then only you should go for your lunch. Right? So these are the I just put very vague principles, but there is so much of depth in this. Believe me, this particular thing I am with you for this always, that this is a big challenge. is a bigger challenge than anybody who faces just because of the sedentary lifestyle. Your lifestyle itself is very dynamic, but you have to slow down yourself when you are not in job, when you are not in the office. You have to slow down yourself, and that slow down is very much essential. If you don't slow down, if you remain dynamic, agile throughout the day, and then again go for your job in the night, it's havoc. So please try to calm down, take a good amount of sleep. Sleep you cannot skip in this case. Okay.
Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Raghav. Thanks, participants, for your patience. And I still see that there are 100 participants still there. It's 8 o'clock and Sunday morning. Thank you for your time. Thanks, Raghav. And we'll have Raghav one more time with us, so don't worry. And
Sure.
we'll definitely try to answer your questions.
Thank
So
you.
shall we close the session?
Sure. Thank you so much,
Have a
everybody.
peaceful day ahead, all of you.
Lot of patience
Peace
you
and
have.
energy, stay blissful. Yeah.
Thank you. Stay healthy, stay safe.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. See you tomorrow,
Thank
6
you,
o'clock.
Thank you, Shubha.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, friends. Please advise your suggestions in comment box.